Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you pretty briefly. I'm going to cut some parts of the video as I'm during business hours and I might get interrupted. Anyways, the reason I'm showing you this video is not the easiest thing to do, but I had so many of these computers lately, and you know, it's with a little bit of patience and with minimal tools you'll be able to actually do it yourself. Now the computer we're going to work on today, it's an HP Spectre. The model number is 13-4107LA. Not sure if, this procedure will work with all Spectre 13-4. This one is a European model. And the problem we're going to deal with today is replacing the screen on this guy. As you see, it is cracked. The screen still works. If I'm turning it on, you'll be able to see image on the screen. So as you see, the screen still works. It's just the digitizer part which is broken, the top glass. However, the way they designed this computer, the digitizer is glued to the actual LCD, so you'll have to change both of them if you want to do it yourself. Now, it's not the easiest thing to do because besides the fact that the digitizer is glued to the LCD itself, also the whole assembly is glued onto the top frame of the computer. So for that we're going to use a heat gun, or if not everybody has a heat gun in their own home, use a hair dryer on the highest setting, and you know, just apply the heat liberally until you feel the actual top. Basically, you will put the heat right here until you feel this getting not hot but pretty warm to the touch, because that's gonna loosen the glue and it's gonna make it easier for you guys to work on. Also, I cannot stress enough how important it is wear eye protection. The reason for that is because when you're gonna put the pry tool under the screen, little shards are going to jump out. It happened to me that I got hit in the eye at some point a very long time ago, and you know, that wasn't the most pleasant experience I had. So ever since I'm wearing a pair of protective glasses, so I would advise you to do so. So let's dig in. Okay, let's see how is the best angle. Okay. So first we're gonna start up by heating up the back of the computer. Make sure also that your computer is completely powered off, because if it is not powered off, you will short the LCD fuse, or the backlight fuse basically, and then you're gonna have more problems. So it feels hot to the touch. We can stop the heat. And now what we're gonna do, we'll take a pry tool, plastic or metal. I use my metal, and we're just gonna put it on the side of the LCD and slowly lift it up, and then see, we want to put the tool inside the screen, and then we work our way up slowly. Try not to damage that's an O-ring, it's a rubber seal around the screen. The reason I'm saying try not to damage that, because most of the screen you will be able to get, they will come without that O-ring, and then we'll have to reuse it. So try not to cut it, especially if you're using a metal pry tool. Okay, so slowly, well, as slow as we can, and careful. Also, don't push too hard so your hand will not go into one of the shards and get a nasty cut. We work our way around it. Now we have to warm it up a little bit more. it is beyond me why they chose to glue the screen when they could have just used plastic clips or metal clips like they were using before. But I guess everybody is adopting Apple model of business where they actually try really hard. I guess they have a team of engineers who are trying to figure out ways to make it harder and harder for the regular guy or even for a small repair shop to fix their products. So that's called greed. That's what it is. Because as other people mentioned, once you purchase a product, it is yours. So you have the right to do whatever you want with it. If you want to fix it yourself, you should be able to do so without having all this all these people trying to figure out ways how to make this impossible for you. So, but I guess on the long run they will lose customers. Whomever is adopting this type of practices, or if not, then I pity the customer who puts up with this crap. But anyways, that's another story. Okay, so slowly work your way around. Try not to cut yourself, try not to injure yourself while you do that, because the shards are really sharp. Okay, so okay, we put something here so it actually pushes it. It prevents the screen from gluing itself back. Sometimes it does that. Also, I don't know, if you're planning to reuse the LCD for some reason, try not to push the pry tool too deep inside, so you're not actually touching the LCD, but rather the digitizer. So okay, you have to warm it up again. Yeah, it is a pain in the neck to keep warming it up, but that's the only way you'll be able to remove the screen without doing a complete mess, so without breaking it into 1,000 pieces. Okay. The warmer the back is, the easier to remove the glue will be. Now I don't know how hot can you get the glue with a hair dryer, but you know what, if you don't have a heat gun, I would say buy one. You can buy from Home Depot a really cheap one for around $30. See, this is a piece of the adhesive tape, which is a tar adhesive tape, which is very sticky. So anyways, buy yourself a heat gun, because it will come in handy with a bunch of house projects, not only computer repair. So it's good to have around. So the screen is almost entirely removed. Okay, we have to work our way here a little bit on the right hand side. So yes, I am back. Now let's see, where were we? I actually managed to remove the glue from both sides of the LCD, so let me show you. Okay, now the LCD, it flips, right? Now you'll see that if I'm trying to pull on it, it's not coming out. That's because on the bottom right here there is another layer of that pesky glue. Okay, so there are two ways to deal with it, and I'm gonna show you, I'll try to show you how it looks on the inside. Okay, So I don't know if you can see that white thing right there. Okay, that's the glue. So what you could do, you see, even if I put my tool inside, it just gets stuck. You can use a pry tool, something like this, something long, and just slowly cut that glue. Or you could disconnect, first disconnect the LCD cable, which is located right here. You see it? So that's the LCD connection, which it will be a little bit hard to disconnect without having the screen fully removed, but we will try. So there is a layer of tape which you'll have to remove, and then push on the connection downwards. Okay, make sure you don't break the connection, so push it downwards and the connection is out. As you see, is right there. Now also they even glued the actual cable, connecting cable, to the screen. So yeah, they like their glue, these guys at the HP, they really love it. So let's try to see how we're gonna deal with that. I will just try my tool, something like this. And careful with it, because this plastic you will have to reuse. Haha, hooray, right? Because most of the screens, they will not come with that goddamn plastic, because it's so hard to include a $1 piece with your screens. So if you did not order the screen yet, I would say order the one which has the plastic and the rubber around it already installed, so you don't have to go through all this what I'm going through right now. Okay. Okay, so heat, again, it's our friend here. So we're gonna heat it up on the bottom. Okay. Also, when you're removing that, make sure you don't damage the board where the digitizer is actually connected to, because then you're screwed. Okay, here we go. So it is coming a little bit easier. The glue, you still need something long, a long pry tool in order to reach there. You could just maybe, let's see, this is the tape which is holding it together. This, god damn, this is sticky. That's very, very sticky. So as I mentioned, this is not the easiest repair to do, but it is definitely doable. And besides, put it this way, you have nothing to lose, because your screen is cracked already, so it's not much more that you can actually damage, right? Right. So okay, now we're gonna put it into tablet mode, and we will try to actually get it from underneath. Okay, that's out. Come on, buddy. Don't put the pry tool too deep. you will damage the digitizer board. Work your way very slowly, a lot of patience, and you will make it. Here we go. This is the glue, it has to be removed. If you can grab it and then just pull on the actual strips of glue, that's great. If not, you'll have to keep digging. And there is a little bit more. Here we go. Good. Now, as you have the computer into a tablet mode, okay, you'll be able to see the actual connections. You see right there, the digitizer connection. So we're gonna pull this cable out first. Okay, let's see, let me get a different. Okay, we're gonna pull on this cable out. Okay, and that's out. We'll have to lift this tab, right? You see it's got a tab, it's a brown tab, and you'll disconnect one of the digitizer connection. Same you'll do on this side right here. So don't put too much pressure on the tabs as they might break. Okay, so that's out, and you will have one more on the back side. There we go. There we go. So that's all it is. Now I'm just gonna show you why not to damage that board, because this is the replacement LCD which I ordered, and the cheapos, you see it is clean here. It does not have this rubber and plastic. I don't know if you can see it. You see this, it does not have, so I will have to reuse, and they could not include a board. Now this board you will have to reuse. Okay, so we're gonna remove the old board first from the old LCD. Okay, and so once you have the two connections removed from here, 1, 2, there is also a little material left which is just glued. This piece right here, you just unglue it. So this is your control board for the digitizer. Okay, make sure you don't damage it. I said that a couple of times. Now this is the screen. I had in a previous video, somebody was asking me which particular screen I used for a certain repair. Now there is no, for this one you'll look for the digitizer for this particular screen. I'm sorry, for this particular computer, as the part number, it is indeed on the back of the LCD, if you can see it right there. Okay, and this particular one, it's N133HSE-EB3 Rev C2. Now keep in mind, if you order based on that serial number right there, you're only gonna get the actual LCD. Now you need the whole LCD and digitizer for this repair. Okay, now with that said, I'll show you what to do next if you're unlucky as I was to receive a cheap screen. Cheap meaning I'll have to attach the rubber on it, because as you see, the one that I received, it's an Innolux. The original one, it's an Innolux, so it's an identical screen. Okay, now what you need to do now will be, and I'm not going to show you this how to do, because it's again a lot of heating and just lifting. So you'll have to remove the bezel. See this black thing right here, black around, so you'll have to remove it from the actual screen. So I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna remove it, and we'll show you how to assemble the screen after this is done. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so let's continue with the repair after many interruptions. Just want to show you what exactly I did. As you remember, there was the plastic rubber bezel which had to be removed, which is this guy from the old LCD. It's been removed. It took me a little while because little shards of glass were still attached. The glue was a very strong one. So anyways, with that said, this is the end product. It is removed, and as you see here, I already reapply tape, adhesive tape, which will go on the side of the LCD and on the side of the computer. Now the tape that I used is this particular one. I've purchased it on Amazon. I'm not sure that I can tell the name, but it's a very strong one. I tried different brands, some more known, some less known. This one, the red one, I found it to be one of the strongest one, and plus it's not that expensive, and it comes in 4 different sizes, which comes in very handy, especially for projects like that, like this one, where as you see here it's 2mm one, here it's a 5mm tape, so you know it comes in handy. Now once the tape is set, then we're gonna take the new screen and we will carefully see, it will go something like that. Now I'm not sure if that's something of your interest, if I should show you how to do it or not. That's pretty straightforward. What I'm doing right now, I'm just removing the protective film on top of the adhesive strips. This is also one of the things I like about this particular tape, that the adhesive film comes off pretty easily, and the tape stays very well glued. I'm actually very surprised on the quality of it. So okay. Also, one more word about the adhesive strips. Depending where you're getting it, if you're getting it in a brick and mortar store, look at the way it is packed and see if it still seems sticky, because the tape, if it's not used for a very long time and it's exposed at temperatures, which like high temperatures, it's gonna lose from its strength. It happened with me once with a very well-known brand, and actually I was expecting it to be very strong, but it was very badly made. So okay, now if you're going to reapply this, you want to remove the protective film, not completely, just a little bit from the top of the LCD, right, like so. So you can put it, let's see. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the LCD right around there, so you have to make sure it's all the way on top, so you have to align it, otherwise you're gonna hate your life once you get down and you see that the screen is not properly attached. Okay, so patience is the word here. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it sideways because it's a little bit easier for me. Okay, so there should be no gap. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna, like, no gap in there, and then you're good. Okay, and then you slowly go. I prefer to do it upwards. I'll do it something like that, as it's a little bit easier for me than have it on a table. Okay, route the cables. One more thing, the cables will have to be behind, so push the cables behind the bezel before applying it. Okay, it will have to be something like this. Boom. Okay, now we can put the rest of it. Okay, push it down, nice and easy, and perfect. Okay, as you see, it is attached. This is too shiny. There we go. So I don't know how much you can see it, but take my word, it is properly attached. Don't use any heat gun or anything, just put a little bit of a pressure on the side. Okay, that should be enough for the glue to settle and to be firmly attached. Okay, now we're gonna take the computer, and what I tell everybody before replacing their screen, please try it on. You don't want to put the screen on the computer and then realize that, oops, the screen is actually not working properly, or the digitizer is not working properly. Then you have a problem because you have to remove it again, potentially damaging the screen, and then you cannot send it back. So I'll have to do the test first. We will reattach the digitizer board. Okay, it's fairly easy. Remember the middle part right here, it will have to be under the board, while the other two connections will be on top of the board. Okay, so we'll take, okay, you can do both of them in the same time or go one by one. It is totally up to you. I prefer to do it either way, it works. So I'll do one by one. Okay, so one is in, then the second one, it is in. Make sure it's in all the way, otherwise half of the screen will not work. I mean, half of the touch screen will not work. Okay, we close the flaps. We're going to put it in the computer. Okay, do not remove the protective film from the adhesive strips yet. You don't want to glue the screen just yet. Okay, just excuse me for a second. Yeah, sorry, that was just my lovely wife, which I had to take the call. So now at the applying of the tape, of the cable, I'm sorry, not the tape, it might be a little bit of an issue, and because it's to put this cable, put it into the digitizer, it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering, and I'll show you how to do it properly. So the way you would do it, because I think this cable should be hooked up the last one, so how about try to hook up the LCD cable first, okay, which it goes like so. Don't worry about gluing it or anything like that, just slide it in. You don't have to tape it yet, because remember, this is just for testing. Okay, and we're gonna turn the screen this way, and now grab, hold on, let me put this, okay, too much glare here, too much glare from the overhead lights. I have to do something about it, but anyways, so grab this with the tweezers. Okay, don't put too much pressure on it. Okay, you don't want to break it, it's very, very fine. Okay, Now route the board. You see this board, it has to go behind this little ridge or whatever you might want to call it. So it would go like that. And now we're just going to push the cable. Come on, don't be hard on me. I'm taping here. Okay, we're gonna use the second tweezer to counter push the board, align it properly. Okay, push it down, and that's about it. Now make sure it's all the way in. Okay, now it's in. So let's try. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna turn on the computer and let's see. Okay, I'm getting the HP logo. Now let's see if the screen works as well. The digitizer, I mean, the touch screen. Okay, so this is okay. Let's see. Yes, it does. So I'm not sure this is in Spanish. I don't quite speak Spanish, but it does. Let's see. Apagar. Now continuar. Okay, so yes, it does look like the touchscreen works. Now you can safely reattach the screen to the bezel of it, and you are good to go. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, let me clean my hands a little bit here. Okay, and let's just do this. Okay, you don't have to see that. And let's try here. Okay. Yeah, it does look, it's funky. It's funky, to be honest with you. Anyways, even if you see the name, does not really matter. The space, oh, okay, it works. So yeah, the keys, they look like they work. So yeah, okay, perfect. So again, now we're just gonna put the screen back on the bezel. Be very careful in 3 different points, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Make sure you don't damage the board right here, and make sure that these little legs, they go behind the hinge, right? So you will put it here. I'm gonna show you actually. This will take another minute or so, so bear with me. I will have to take the tape off. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Turn this the other way. Okay. So we're gonna start to remove the tape from the sides, and use as much tape as you can possibly fit on the back of the LCD, because basically that's all it's holding it together. And especially this is a computer which is convertible, so you can flip the screen 360 degrees. That will put some pressure on the digitizer and screen assembly, will somewhat push it. It's just the way it is designed. So if it's not properly glued, then it will start to come loose. So put as much tape as you can. Tape is cheap. Doing this work again is gonna be time consuming and might have bad results, meaning that you might crack the screen or attempting to remove it again. So yeah, so all the tape, that's one more down there, which that's gonna be the hardest to remove. Okay, just because it's perfect. I'm gonna cut the ends. One there. there. And now the screen is ready to be reassembled. So I was telling you, I'm gonna show you how to. So you will do it at an angle, right? So you see the screen is flat, the bezel it is flat, so you will go something like this at I would say a 45-degree angle, and you'll push down on the hole enclosure. It should slide down very, very easily. Don't push. If you see it's not going down, do not apply pressure on it. And then all you have to do is just sit it down like so. Make sure it goes on the corners, right? It will have to be completely inserted. The corner should be completely inserted. Okay. Okay, just like so. Okay, then you can take a microfiber cloth and just slightly put a little bit of a pressure, starting from the top, working your way down, just like so. Okay, and here we go, the end product. See the rubber, it is intact, it's not broken or anything. The computer, we're gonna try it again, make sure that everything works. Here we go, accept, okay, my number, whatever. So it does work. We're gonna shut down the computer. I guess it's apagar. And again, like always, I really do hope that I was able to help you somehow learn how to do this stuff on your own, or at least try to do it. It's not a big deal. So if you like this video, please like it, comment with any questions you might have, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.